Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Sean, sometimes known as the Beast, and it's just a quick update, a couple of things that's come in recently, and basically what's been spinning the last 6-7 days. We'll get cracked straight on rather than waffling on like we sometimes do. This first album, I was a little bit unsure at first whether to put it in this video or if I needed some more time with it, but I think it's an album that deserves to be heard, and I think people really do need to make their own mind up on this one. The album in question is Atrocity Machine by the band Body Void. Came out in 2023 on Prosthetic Records. Now, Body Void are classed as sludge, doom, but it's not what you just consider as, if someone said to you, oh, have you heard that Doom album? You wouldn't necessarily think of these. This is so heavy, it's ridiculous. There's layers and layers of heaviness. There's quite an industrial feel to it in parts. The vocals are savage. Now, the lyrics are very socially aware, and I know there's a lot of people get put off by things like that. But it's the type of vocal performance that sort of, I dare you to stop listening to me. And the more often that you play it and listen to it, the more it sort of, I was going to say hits home, but it doesn't hit home. It absolutely pummels home what the subject matter is about. Their album previous to this, which was called Bury Me Beneath This Rotting Earth, again, that was another album that I bought on a whim, and that took quite a few listens for me to get into it. But there's something captivating and quite addictive about this band. We get the insert, which is the members of the band on that side and the lyrical content on that side. I believe this is on quite a, yeah, it's like a piss yellow clear vinyl, which certainly doesn't suit the music. It doesn't match the music. But yeah, again, it's an album I think deserves to be heard by people. But I don't think me sitting here waffling about it will persuade you either way, whether it's good or not. I would suggest you listen to it. Expect something slightly different than the normal sludge, drone, doom. It's a bit of an enigma of an album, really. It's good and it's enthralling, but you have to be in the mood to listen to it. Now, I will leave links to, well, I'll try to leave links to everything that I show. But yeah, they're a strange band. I think they're they're going to be a Marmite band. You're either going to really get into them or completely just like, nah, not for me. But again, I suppose that's what music is, isn't it? It's subjective. If you all listen to the same stuff, it'd be rather boring. But yeah, Body Void and Atrocity Machine, the fourth full-length album. Worth a spin. Next up, and I know there's quite a few people have shown this one. This is the latest release from Holder. Came out in 2024, called Verses in Oath. It's their second full length on 20 buck spin. Black metal. It's from the USA, but I think she was originally born in Belgium, so USA via Belgium type thing. Now, this starts with the sound like birds cawing. I'm guessing it's ravens or crows, something like that, cawing, and then the wind, and that sort of sets the tone for the album and what to expect. Now, I'm not sure where Holder sits amongst the elite cult people that have black metal, whether she's popular or not. My opinion is, at this moment in time, this is my go-to style of black metal. You know, I am dipping the toe in different parts of the forest, but the whole atmosphere and ambience to this it's quite harsh. The vocals are more like a growl than a black metal shriek as you associate with black metal. There are a lot of blasts in it, but it seems to be controlled. The synths that are in the mix are quite, they aren't at the forefront too much. They're quite tucked back, but it does work. Well, everything about it works. It's a superb release, and you can definitely see from the direction she's heading from a previous full length, then the EP, and to this one. And I can only think it's going to be onwards and upwards as far as I'm concerned. We get an insert. There's the lady in, I believe she does everything herself, but obviously she's got a touring band as well. She's definitely somebody I'd like to go and see live. Did we get, oh, you get the obligatory poster that's too big to show. It's the artwork and such like. I believe this is on a beautifully black vinyl. But yeah, I say, I'm sure the purists of black metal will probably find it a little bit tame and insipid, but no, for me, the melodic parts and the whole atmosphere make it a really, really good release. And I'll be surprised if it doesn't feature somewhere in my end of year list, when considering we're only in start of March now. It is a really, really good, solid release, and like I say, I'm looking forward to seeing where her career goes and if she carries on in a similar vein or branches off even further. So that's Holder and Verses in Oath. Next up is, well, it's Devastator and their second full length, Conjures of Cruelty, that came out this year on Listenable Records. This is classed as blackened thrash from the UK. Now this came in, I think I got it Wednesday, maybe Thursday. It came 2 days prior to its actual official release date, so I was quite fortunate and got to spend an extra couple of days with it. If Creator, Sodom, Venom, Bathory had a bastard, it'd be this. This band is, well, this album is a 10 out of 10 for me. Since this came in, this has been played at least 4 times every day. A couple of times it's been 6, 7. I'll probably listen to this now. It'll be somewhere around the 20 times mark. It is absolutely superb. Now, if you think of James, Hellripper, and Midnight, and you think they're the kings of black and thrash, give this a spin and you might change your opinion. Everything about this is just superb. It's got sort of a throwback to old school heavy metal in parts, and the vocals aren't quite as harsh as you might expect. They are solid. The whole, it's everything about it. It's got a mix of thrash, speed metal in parts, and for me, this is the type of record that when you put it on, it's almost impossible to sit still and to not smile. They go on about, people say about the riff face and stuff like that. This is like the big shit-eating grin face because it is that good. Inside you get a quality stock card, matte on that side. For some reason it's shiny on that side, not quite sure why. This is the limited edition on purple vinyl, which I don't mind, it sort of does go with the cover. I believe we get another poster as well, which which again is just not quite as big. It's just the artwork, which quite probably will end up in a frame and stuck on the wall somewhere. It's got quite a few ferocious sections in it, but that's sort of matched by just everything about it, the musicianship and everything. It really is a really solid release. Say, if the only other blackened thrash speed metal that you've heard is Hellripper, then I think you'll enjoy this, and I think you might be surprised how much you enjoy it. Next one is an album I've been waiting a very long time to get a physical copy of. I pre-ordered it when it was initially announced that it was going to get released, and I think that was possibly February of 2023 when I first did the pre-order, and that pre-order just dragged on and dragged on and dragged on, and eventually the gentleman that was doing it, I don't know the whole story, but he wasn't able to fulfill his orders, and everybody got their money back, so it was just a bit of a piss take for the band. The album in question is The Plague's latest full length, Erosion of Gods. It's a second full length. The Plague are from Australia. This is out on Brilliant Emperor Records, and I'll show you the vinyl in a second. It's Cadaver Jaundice, it goes by the moniker of. There's only 36 copies of it. I don't know why it's such a limited run, but this is, I say, it's death metal from Australia via Sweden, purely because of the sound. Now, this is the opening riff on it. If you're a fan of the HM2 Was pedal, the opening riff will have you creaming your wamps because it is absolutely filthy. I think what the Plague have done here, they've released an album that is, it's drenched in old school Swedish death metal, but they've just put their own little piece of brutality to it, savagery. It's again, this alongside Devastator, I think Mrs. Bass must be sick of hearing them because they've just been on pretty much on heavy rotation between each other. This I would say 90% of it is fast, blistering pace that sort of melts your face off. And whereas that one made you smile and grin and giggle, this is just a proper riff face, head banging, can't keep your feet still type of record. In the sleeve we've got the gentleman on that side with some thank yous and such like. This side has the lyrics on. I say the vinyl, what was it called? Cadaver Jaundice vinyl. Well, I don't know, I've never seen many cadavers. Not that I've seen many cadavers anyway, but I've certainly never seen many that colour. But it is an absolutely, this would have easily been in my top 3 albums for last year if I'd actually had a physical copy in time to do when I did my end of year list. It's just, it just rips your face off, gives you a rub down with salt, staples your face back on, and then says, go on, carry on, keep headbanging. Absolutely superb release. And I say, if you're a fan of the HM2 pedal, then you'll absolutely love this. Brilliant album. So that's The Plague and Erosion of Gods. Right then, the last one is, I saw Matthew over at Altars of Madness show this on one of the live streams that he does with Dave at Cavernous Carnage 213 and the legend Johnny Mack at Rock and Metal Plus. The band is called Grotesque Infection, and the title is Consumption of Human Feces, which is, you know, not the most sweetest sounding title. This is actually a 1992 demo. This was the Extremely Rotten Productions reissue from 2022. It was their second demo. It's death metal from the USA, and they did the 2 demos and then that was it. No idea why. This is proper I mean, it's a 92 demo, so you know what it's going to sound like. It's not clean, super production or anything like that. But this is absolutely disgusting. I mean, song titles. Consumption of Human Feces, same as the album. The demo, what else have we got there? Autopsy Juices. Stagnant Fumes of Decomposure. Feverish Diarrhea. The mind boggles. Monstrous Offspring. Wow. And last but not least, Rotted to the Cross. So you know that these guys aren't singing about unicorns and rainbows and sunshine and choir practice and stuff like that. This is proper old school sounding death metal. It's heavy as balls, and because it's a demo and the thickness of the production, it just makes it sound even heavier. It is an absolute 30 minutes, I think just over 30 minutes of music, and it's an absolute treat to listen to. And it sort of like instantly throws you back 30 odd years to when, to have been in the recording studio. It must have been an absolute blast, because this is just absolute no nonsense. When it slows down, when the tempo lessens, it is even heavier. I'm assuming it's because of the production, with it being as thick and as DIY almost. It's absolutely savage. So if you're a fan of old school death metal and you haven't heard this one yet, then I'd highly recommend it. I'm desperate to try and get hold of the first demo. I don't know if it's been reissued or not yet, but I'll be tracking it down for sure. Inside we get a nice little collage of flies and such like. On the other side we get the is it lyrics, or is it just, no, it's all just thanks actually. Do you want to know the lyrics about a song called Stagnant Fumes of Decomposure? I think like a greeny, snotty, decomposed fart type colour. But yeah, grotesque infection, consumption of human feces, originally put out in 1992. This is the 2022 reissue on Extremely Rotten Productions. It's an absolute belter. In the background, we are listening to the Slowly We Rot compilation that came with issue 22. Now, I'm a massive fan of the Slowly We Rot fanzine, and the compilations have got some superb bands on. But it's one of those things where when you look at it and you see that it's got, how many songs has it got? 18 songs, you think that potentially could be 18 more albums. I buy enough. Stop it. But yeah, it's just, well, you can tell by the artwork that it's going to be different varieties of filthy, dirty and horrible death metal. So that's it for this one. The competition is still running. The 200 Impossible Subs one that everyone's been complaining about, but there's, at the moment, I think there's 20 entries, so it proves 20 people have pulled the finger out and had a go. Thank you if you got this far for sticking with me. Hopefully you find something in amongst this pile of debris that you can enjoy. Please give it a thumbs up if you think it's worthy. The subs count is just, it's over 250 now, and that, for me, been doing this 6 months, I think, something like that, that's just, it's phenomenal, and I appreciate every single person so much. Get down in the comments, tell me if you've heard any of these, or if there's anything similar to this you think I maybe would enjoy. Yeah, I think that's about it really. So until one day next week, take it easy, look after each other, and as always, cheers!